All right, so welcome back to another one here. So we're out here on the lake. This is just a real quick after work fishing trip here. I've got about an hour and a half till the sun goes down, so we're gonna try to make this quick here. So today we're gonna target some catfish drifting or controlled drifting or dragging. So the last couple of weeks I've been sharing with you guys the jug fishing technique. So that works great, but you know, the summertime technique is dragging, and you know, this is a very efficient way to catch a good number of channels. So what we've got here is we're right there at the time of year where the channels are spawning, getting ready to spawn. They're moving up real shallow, and so what we're doing is we're targeting transition points on these lakes. And you can see behind me there's a big run of riprap down here, and these channels will come up and they'll spawn on that rock, and they'll sit out in the deep water, and then at night they'll come in and do their spawning, or you know, as the water warms, you know, whatever. So anyway, we're targeting the transition areas here between the rock and the mud, basically. And we're gonna pull some baits here, dragging them with planer boards, getting them real close. So let me kind of show you here what I'm looking at. We're gonna use our electronics here to try to find that transition point between rock and mud, and that's where we're gonna put our baits. All right, so here's the view here from side scan, and as you can see, I've got my lines. I'm shooting 80 foot out, and like right there you can see the rock to mud transition is about 30 foot away from me. Now it comes in here, it's running about 25 foot or so. All right, so what I want to do is I want to put my baits here in an area that's right on that transition point, or as close to it as I can. I don't want to get in the rocks, I'll get snagged up, and the fish are kind of right hanging on that transition. I can see them on my side scan. So I went ahead and I went and caught some shad real quick. If you guys would like to see a video on how to use your electronics to cut shad, or to catch shad, leave in the comments, hit that like button, let me know you guys would like to see a video like that. It's real easy, you know, once you know how to use your electronics. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 rods. So what I've got baited up here with, this is a dragon setup. It's kind of like a modified Santee Cooper rig. So what I've got here is I've got a slide on my main line going down to a good barrel swivel. Attached to that, I've got a 60-pound mono, about a 2.5 foot section of that. I've got a float about 8 inches up from my hook. I'm running, this is an 8/0 Gamakatsu offset circle hook, and I've got a piece of shad hooked to it here. So the weight I'm using, these are my homemade dragon weights. You know, you can use really any weight you want, but these are my homemade ones that I use. I make them up myself. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna follow that transition line with these planer boards. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set this line out, and I'm running only in about 7 foot of water right now. So I'm gonna put out, you know, roughly like 10 foot of line or so before I hook my planer board on, just so where I'm not dragging that bait so long ways where it wants to get hung up. Okay, I'll attach my planer board here. These are big planer boards. This one here, this is a homemade planer board. I can drag out a lot of weight with it. We'll set that line out. We'll start feeding line off. We'll get us about 30-40 feet. You guys can see us out there. All right. I'll let that one go. It'll go ahead and plane out. And that's the one we're gonna run right on the transition line there. So the weight that I'm using is 1.5 ounces. Just kind of depends on what your preference is. You know, everybody kind of has their own preference. Now, like I said, guys, I'm targeting fish that are in this shallow water coming up to spawn. So if I was, say I was out in the main lake dragging, I would put a rod down each side, you know, and then maybe one in the middle or something. But since I know that the fish are basically between here and the boat, or the shore and the boat, that's where I'm targeting with my baits. Keep that boat at like 0.6, you know, 0.5 to 0.8, something like that. Not a very fast drag. You know, you can bump it up to half a mile, but these fish, I'm trying to cover that transition, and even going this slow, I can see where that transition is, and I'm just going to try to keep that outside rod right in that transition area. See, with these 3 rods, I'm covering roughly probably 40-45 feet here, and I can cover more too if I wanted to. If I wanted to let that outside planer board go a little further out, I could cover water, but I'm isolating myself right onto that transition between the rock and the mud. So basically, I put out 2 big bobbers and then one dead stick here. So we're just going to go along through here and hopefully catch us a couple fish here before it gets dark. All right, guys. So we got our first fish there. You can see. You just rip that planer board back, just like a big bobber. So that didn't take too awful long, maybe 10 minutes or so. Feels like a fair fish. So I'll get the planer board off here. Reel this fish in. That's a nice one. So he's all wrapped up. This is one nice thing too, guys, about this, having this 60-pound mono. You know, you don't always have to dip them. So anyway, that's a nice female channel there. You can see that circle hook came right out of her mouth. Yeah, there you go. Nice, I don't know, probably 5-6 pounder or so. Nice fish. I'm not keeping any fish today. I've been keeping a lot of fish lately, stocking the freezers, so I'll let this guy go. But yeah, there we go. That's dragging. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and it's very productive. All right, so we're gonna rebait here. We got another kind of, I don't know, inch by inch and a half hunk of shad here. I'm gonna hook him right behind the spine there. You can see I want to leave a ton of hook gap there. Hook that planer board back up to it, and then we'll just send him right back out. We could send them right out, right in between those other 2 rods. Or what you can also do, which works pretty good, is you know, I'll just take the inside rod, put the planer board on it, send it out, and just kind of keep that rotation. You know, kind of 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. But I mean, they all work. I do run a heavier rod on my outside planer board just because that planer board it's a lot heavier planer board. So it does take a little bit of a bigger rod to drag that planer board. Oh, look at that. Okay, well that was live. Let me reel this one in. Ha, that was perfect timing, guys. Didn't even get this board out. That's a good fish. Oh yeah. Let me get this. He's pulling a little drag, guys. Opportune moment here. Oh, that's a nice fish. I'll take the clicker off for you here. It happened just that quick, guys. That's a little better specimen here. Yep, this is a little better specimen. I'm gonna get the old dip net for him. Or at least it's more spunky, let's just put it that way. Oh, that's a nice fish. Come here, fish. There we go. Oh, I got flies biting me. Alright guys, so there we go. Circle hook. Right in the corner of the mouth. That fish was not getting off. So there we go, guys. There we go. That's an 8 or 9 pounder there. That's a good fish. You know, I get a lot of people who says I'm guessing weights all the time, and I can assure you well, let's just weigh this fish. Let's just put that to rest. What's that fish weigh here? So he weighs 745, guys, 745. So 8 or 9 pounder. So that's a good fish. Spinning in circles here. All right, so there we go. Good fish. That's 2 real quick. We're gonna get baited back up, get them out, and I'm gonna let this guy go. Like I said, I'm not keeping fish today. I've been keeping a lot of fish lately, so we're just fun fishing today. All right, guys, so we got our another fish here. This rod just went down. Pulled it down pretty hard, so let's see what it is. Another good one. Another good one. I think I can just lift him in. Like I said, that's one real nice thing about having that heavy mono. All right, guys, so there's that fish there. Pretty nice fish. Like I said, we're letting them go today, but yeah, you can see. You guys can see how effective this method is here. It really works good for catching these fish. You just kind of got to get on the right spot and stay with it. Got a good number of fish here in no time. All right, guys, so we got another fish here on this inside board. We must have just went over a few fish because that outside planer board had just hit, and then this board just dumped. So see what we got here. We'll bring this fish around the back of the other rod, so hopefully they don't get hung up each other. That's the idea. So you guys can see with using these circle hooks, I don't think this is a very big fish. So, oh, he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger, guys. Did you guys catch that? We got flying catfish. Flying catfish. There we go. Another nice fish right in that corner of that mouth of that circle hook. As you guys can see, I'm not setting the hook at all because I mean I've got enough weight and I'm moving forward. You just kind of reel down on the fish and there we go. Another nice eater there. It's a good fat fish. We'll let him go tonight. Been keeping my fill lately. All right, so we just got baked in the water here. Just got baits back in the water, and that board went off. That is the lucky board today, guys. It's a little better fish too. There he is up there on the surface. They're coming to the surface because I'm only in, you know, 5, 6, 7 feet of water. So a little better fish here. So you guys can see how productive this can be if you're in, put your baits in good locations. Yeah, that's a nice fish here. That's a nice fish here. Always, whenever you take that planer board off, just keep tension on that rod. You know, if you're by yourself, and then that way that fish can't get slack. There you go. Nice male. He's hooked real good too, so we're just gonna lift him there. There we go. So there we go, hooked right in the corner of the mouth again, guys. So there we go, another nice, I don't know, 6.5 pounder. There's another nice fish. All right guys, so you know, I want my videos to be entertaining, but I also want them to be educational. So you know, that's why I kind of throw this stuff in here, try to teach you guys, you know, a little bit different technique. You know, maybe somebody hasn't done this kind of dragging technique before. So if you guys have found any of my videos educational, do me a favor, take 1 second, hit that like button for me. It really helps. As always, leave a comment because I love reading your guys' comments. So anyway, you guys can see how productive this is. Like I said, it's getting dark now. I've only been out here for, you know, an hour or so. This was an after work kind of deal. All right, guys. Yeah, one more. That board went down. It went down with authority. Let's see what we got. Well, the middle board it's been the one today, guys. And I think a lot of that is just the way I'm placing this boat and this whole spread is right there on that transition. Because there's nothing different. They're all the exact same, but very effective. Very, very effective. Let's get this board off of here. Like I said, if you can, always keep tension whenever you do this. These are all quick release boards, and you can just keep tension on that fish so that way he doesn't have slack. You know, he does have an 1.5 ounce weight hanging off the end of him, so I mean, you know, there is a lot of leverage there. There we go. Another good fish, guys. Another good fish. So we have really put a hurting on them tonight. This nice little outing. Let's just say if we're gonna let this guy go. Well, let's just say if I was needing to eat, I wouldn't have gone hungry tonight. I was just thinking about wrapping this video up because it's getting a little dark for the camera. And we got a double. We had the outside and the inside board both went off, or the inside and the middle one. So there's that fish for you. No. All right, so there's that fish for you. Just set him in here in the live well. It'll be all right for just a second. We'll reel in this fish too. And we're gonna end this day on a double. because it's getting a little dark for the camera. And I gotta work tomorrow again, so. But as you guys can see, this can be a very, very effective technique. Putting your baits in the right spot here. We came out here, we caught a good little number of fish, had a good time in pretty short order. That is an angry, angry fish. Another nice male here. Get that old circle hook out of him. All right, guys. So this is a female and this is a male. You guys can see the difference, the head size, the blue color, and that's more than likely why we had that double right there. We caught both fish probably 15 foot apart. So there we go, guys. There's a nice double. We're gonna throw these guys back, let them go do their thing. I'm gonna call this video quits right here, guys. I had a great time this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video here. Fly flew up my nose. Wow, the fly's been biting and they've been flying up my nose. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you took something from it. This dragging technique can be a very productive technique if you put your baits in the right location. You know, you just got to go out and do it. So, you know, I know a lot of guys have been saying, you know, they can't jug in their states. So if you guys have, you know, you can't jug in your state, you know, even if you have a 2-rod limit or something, you know, you can come out here and get you a couple planer boards and put some fish in the boat. So anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna get this boat loaded up, get headed home here. I want to thank everybody who's been watching lately. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, potentially maybe a different species of fish, let me know. I haven't been filming crappie fishing a lot lately, just because the interest just wasn't there. But I still crappie fish every weekend. So if you guys would like to see a crappie fishing video, let me know. I've been on some real good fish here the last few months anyway. But anyway, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the view. If you would, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And till next time, guys, well, thank you.